Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Cosmic Love Connections with your host, Judy Jewett, co-host Catherine Lanigan. We actually are coming from the United States. I'm in the Carolinas, and Catherine is in Indiana. So we are Midwest and Southern states. So with that, I'd like to tell you a little bit about our co-host, Catherine. She is actually an international best published author, has won many awards in books for the last 45 years, and she has published 50 books, both nonfiction and fiction. And the books that are angelic, we're going to talk about in this segment. So with that, Catherine, hello there.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone around the world, because I know that everyone can see us and are drawn to us with our beautiful love vibrations that are come straight from the Creator for these wonderful chats that we get to have. So I thank you, Judy, for putting this all together.
Oh, thank you very much. And our last episode, we talked about the Ascended Masters came in. We had Mother Mary, we had Mary Magdalene, we had Jesus, known as, we can say Joshua, or we can just say Sananda, that's the highest vibration. And actually, they're wanting me to say that there are so many masters here that are here to be a part of the Great Awakening, supporting us, loving us, as we are here to help humanity. So with that, let's just go on and talk about your books, because they're very important to the shift of humanity.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I have a series of books on angels that I've started actually about 20 years ago. I was one of the first to come out then and state some of the things that are going on in the world right now and what we had to do to move ourselves along through the morass and help each other so that we can hold hands, because we do need to do that. Unity is very important as we go through the future, our community, our family, our friends, and holding hands. When you're in kindergarten, one of the first things they told you is, when you go out of the house and you look both ways before you go into traffic, and always hold hands when you're crossing the street. That's the first thing you're told in kindergarten, right?
That's true.
Well, it's still important today, is hold hands, literally and figuratively. Reach out to one another. Reach out when you know that you have a friend that may be struggling, or reach out to somebody you haven't heard from for a long time. Just the other day, my husband was calling a friend that he knew in the service, like 60 something years ago. And I said, when was the last time you talked to this guy? And he goes, I don't know, 50 years ago. And just something like that. And I just thought, wow, isn't that an amazing thing to do, to just reach out and say hello to somebody that you wouldn't even think of, and that man was truly lifted to hear from him.
Awesome. That is so true. If we just do that more often. I would like to talk about the book, if you could hold it up. It's Midnight. Sure. What is it? It's
Angel Timelines.
Well, the other one. Let's start talking about
the other one. This is, I have I have several of them here. So.
Okay. Magical Midnight. Well, the reason I want to talk about that, because I've read it.
Yeah. That's a good reason.
Yes, you sent me a copy to read it. I know that you were getting it published, and I really appreciate it. So if we could spend some time talking about it, where can people, we're going to bring it up twice, where can people find the book?
My new website is up, and it just was revised again today, so you'll have to go check it out. It's www.officialcatherinelanigan.com, or just www.catherinelanigan.com. And it's Catherine with a C, CATHERINE, Lanigan, LANIGAN.com. And Magical Midnight is on Amazon. It's as of March 1st, the print book will be ready, and it's already in ebook on Amazon. But the one that you're seeing here that has the silver foil letters can only be purchased through me. And I'll sign it, give you a bookmark, and the price is there on the website. So if, I will personally do it, for anyone who wants one. Yeah.
Oh, that is awesome. The Magical Midnight. So, I have to tell you that book, once I was able, because the first chapter really set the stage of what
Yeah.
you needed to know, what was going on. You knew that there were angels, you knew
Right.
that there was an earth family. You just knew things that you brought it together. But once like I started understanding it, I could not put the book down.
Well, thank you. That's a wonderful accolade.
Yeah,
I
I
love it.
couldn't put it down, and I knew that the subject, even though it seemed to be a fiction, I knew that it was full of truth.
It was. I spent a lot of time and a lot of uh, angelic energy is the only way I can say it, because it was the story was downloaded to me. The story itself was downloaded to me over 20 years ago. And I wrote it down, wrote the story down, the synopsis or whatever, put it away. And I literally heard them say, "We'll tell you when to bring it out. We'll tell you when." So last year, um, maybe 2 years ago now, I sat down, I wrote the screenplay. So I wrote the screenplay for it. And then this fall, um, Bill had to go away on business for a week. And so I had this whole week, and I woke up in the middle of the night. And I mean, I had so many angels in that room saying, "Now our story needs to come out, and you're going to write the whole thing this week." I wrote it in like 6 or 7 days.
Wow.
Exactly. Now the days were long. I mean, this is before I broke my arm. So, I mean, the days were 12, 13 hours in the chair. I did not eat. I barely slept. I did not go out of the house. I did not go for a walk. I mean, I went to the bathroom. That's it. And I sat at the computer, and it was just, one day I wrote 53 pages. So it was an amazing experience. And it was just flowing, right? I mean, it came from the creator right straight through me, and said, "This is how you're going to do it." But then when I had to edit it, I had to make sure that I was putting in what they wanted in words that just everybody can understand. So that wasn't so, it never gets preachy, and it's actually got some humor in it, which is was fun. And but there are these silver and golden threads of truisms, spiritual truisms, that are all through the story. And you can read the whole story, and if you don't get it, you won't get it. You won't get it. If you are spiritually awake, you will see all kinds of things that you'll put together, Yeah.
Yes, yes. And the fact there was a love story, and I
Yeah.
won't go into details so people will be surprised. I'm one that I don't like surprises. I'm fine with knowing, but there may be some listeners, viewers that want to be
Yeah.
surprised. So I will leave it at that. But it was a true love story between a human and an
A
angel.
human and an angel.
Human, and that's what made it so unique
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
so beautiful of how the book ended and continued. It
Correct.
wasn't, it was so, God, it was so heart touching.
Good.
So,
Yeah.
so beautiful. It definitely,
Thank you.
hopefully it becomes a movie, because it definitely
Yeah.
had the
Yeah.
script.
That is my prayer, because when we did Sweetest Heart, which was on Hallmark Channel. Well, it's still being played on Hallmark Channel. If anybody sees it, the Sweetest Heart, the cupcake one. That's how everybody knows it. It's the one about the cupcakes. That's my book. And so I have sent the screenplay to the producer. So we will see. I mean, we're sitting on pins and needles, but we're waiting to see what happens. But it really does lend itself well to film. There's enough going on. It's paced well enough, I think. And like I've always said, is, if you like the book, tell the angels. If you don't like the book, talk to God, because they wrote it. I didn't. I'm just the vessel.
You were absolutely the vessel. I knew it was channeled. I just knew it. I thought, oh
Yeah,
my
it's
God,
channeled.
it
Yeah.
was channeled. And
Yeah.
your scenario of people getting older
Mhm.
and living, the last 10 years or 15 years, or when life takes you, you can't live by yourself anymore. That was, oh my God, that was a message for humanity. That was a
Yes, it was.
real
Yeah.
message for
Yeah.
people to understand that just because you've aged doesn't mean you've died.
That's right. Now, see, I'm covered in chills. I'm covered in chills.
I am
That
covered in
was
chills.
probably one of the major messages in that book, is that those whole scenes with her going to Heavenly Acres, when she
Yes.
went to Heavenly Acres. Yeah. And but I do love the humor in it, because it does keep you laughing. I mean, Owen just so flabbergasted over having this angel in the house. You're like, Dad.
He just didn't know what to do, but it showed you when you're coming from a lower vibration that
That's correct.
you are making decisions based on the mind and not the heart.
That's right.
As the systems crumble as they are, and we know that as
Right.
collectively it is about the heart, and
It
we
is.
make decisions based on the heart.
Right.
And the angel, of course, always did that. Everything
Right.
was from the heart, even the human, even this feeling she was not, we'll say she wasn't
Yeah.
familiar with. It
That's
still
right.
was heart based, and that everything was heart based. And the whole struggle of Owen, which is a person, whether it's a
Right.
man or woman, that experiences the doubt, the fear, trying to decide, well, this has to be like crazy. Like this is all I mean, just like his whole reaction was all up here.
Yeah, because of what happened was, is if you think about how the world is right now, is his reality is 3D reality right now. And here she comes in, and she's what, 22D, And so his whole box of his reality, his paradigm, is completely blown apart. And that is what humanity is going through right now. Our everything. I mean, our history is being rewritten. It's literally, I see it all the time. It's like everything you've been told is a lie. And now you got to figure it all out. The puzzle's been all blown apart. You got to put all the pieces back together, and they're not going to fit the way that they did before, because it's never going to be like that again. It's going to be very, very different. We are all being ascended, whether we like it or not, between the change in our DNA that's through the sun and the sun's rays and the gamma rays and all the different things that are happening astrologically and cosmologically that are happening to us. We can't stop it. Some people will go at a very slow rate. Some are going to go, and it just depends upon where you are in that ascension phase. The most, those that have a higher consciousness already are going to, they're going to ascend very fast. People like Owen here, I'm hoping that happens for a lot of people, where they just go, I really need to rethink my life.
And sometimes you do it through suffering, or not opening up,
Yeah.
or we cause our own
Right.
suffering anyway. All of our suffering is caused
Yeah, we
literally
do.
by
Yeah.
us. We really do.
Yeah,
And
we're responsible for everything.
and as the systems break, the more we work on ourselves and open the heart and heal, even
Right.
as we go, way into the sixth dimension, and then you still have to do the work. You have to
Yeah.
become aware. It's all about awareness. It's all about unlocking. It's all about activating transmissions of who
Correct.
we are. It's the light within us. And that opens up as we heal. And you have
Right.
to, these earth changes are like, it's like a knock. It's like a knock on you. Wake up. And some of it is not going
Yeah.
to feel really warm and fuzzy. With that, we are going to end today's segment. We try to keep them around the same amount of time. I want to thank you so much, Catherine, for being here and
Thank
being
you, Judy.
part of the birthing of cosmic love connections. Thank you.
Thank you.
Till next week.